what are you building?
We're doing adobe bricks for our structure. It's going to be half built in ground, half built above ground. We've been testing out adobe. We just got some mud and combined it with fibrous materials, those like pine needles, dry grass, straw, and we mixed them up. And we wouldn't have this on the island, but we got these milk cartons. There's a grape carton, but same thing essentially, for to mold it into the right shape. Then we just put the adobe brick molds on the windowsill for the sun to dry them out. That's taking a long time, so we started using hair dryers. It does the exact same thing, except for a little bit faster. And we've actually been testing these throughout the entire time they were lying on them. Nothing has crumbled. It's still, I mean, they've crumbled, but no real structural damage has happened.
Okay, what are the advantages to using Adobe for your building?
Well, there's a lot of mud, so that's a pretty plentiful resource for the building. Plus, it's really resilient. Some of the oldest buildings in the world are made of adobe, so we figured it can't be that bad of a structural material.
Okay, can you guys tell me what your design is?
It's kind of like a teepee, so the water will come off the sides, and then on top of the wood that we'll build the teepee out of, we'll put solid shower curtains that we've found, and then on top of that we'll put leaves so that it'll harden and then it'll make it sturdier.
Okay. Explain what you guys are building.
Well, we are making our shelter, which is called a yurt. It is this lattice connected to also this lattice, and this will be put into a circle and bent around. We'll have several other sticks leading up to a coned roof with a support ring, which keeps the entire roof up together. That support ring will also be the smoke hole, which means we can have a fire inside of our shelter.
Okay, what made you guys decide on a yurt?
They're very strong. Some of them last for decades if done well. And their roof is water resistant if done right, and actual modern people living in these things. Like, I've seen one, there was this one person who had a log furnace for heat in there, and nice chairs and all that. So they're real things. They aren't just teepees, which teepees are also very nice, but yours are better.
What are you guys doing?
We have a kind of, since triangles are the strongest architectural shapes, we have a sort of crossover between that shape and the already tried and true teepee method that the natives kind of used. And it's somewhat underground
So like
for heat and warm, you know.
And it won't fly away.
Also from like a Native American design, since they basically had the same sort of materials as we do, depending on where they were. And we plan to have a tunnel to get in, kind of based off the beaver idea. And we kind of went all out and created a biome, sort of like what the forest we're imagining would look like. And we're going to have a chimney come up through, made entirely out of river stones, because they're smooth and easier to stack together. So,
okay, thank you.
That's what we have.
We're building a tree house, and it's got a little fancy chimney, and it's got supports around here to keep the roof from caving in, supports on the bottom. It's connected in between the trees. It's gonna, when we're done with it, it's gonna sit right there on the middle.
Okay. All right, and why did you decide on that design?
Because we can't be like if we're up in a tree, we can't be getting by any animals, and if we have like minor flooding or something like that, it'll go straight under, and it won't come up and get in our house, so we can stay dry.
So what's your shelter design?
We were looking at pictures of like a mountainy shelter, and it's kind of like a lean-to. We're going to have like hanging leaves and an A-shaped doorway. I just didn't have a chance to draw that. But it's made so that the snow, because the back would be to the mountain, and rain and other stuff would just fall off instead of breaking the.
We did an A-frame for our shelter because that way we didn't have to worry about the weight of snow and rain and ice like weighing down on the building, and it would just fall off, so we wouldn't have to worry about the building breaking in.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use sticks and make a circular foundation, or not foundation, but structure, because we looked it up and they say those are the best to hold against like the different weather disasters and stuff. And then we're also going to have a cone-shaped roof, because then if it rains or something, it'd slide off it. And we're gonna use the sticks for a model, but trees in real life. Yeah, and then we'll have leaves on the bottom.